Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we decide with Paulina to talk about loving your old self and appreciate the past. And also another thing, I want to wish her a happy birthday. Hopefully, you all gonna wish her a happy birthday. Talking about this old self, you're gonna understand it through the journey when you evolve. The beauty is that when you evolve, you have to appreciate and love. I mean, really love your old self. Because thanks to the old self, you evolve to this beautiful, powerful love. This ignition that comes in because of the old self. And you look at it within your old self. You have to love it. Otherwise, that experience as a twin flame can become a little different. And today, that's why we came in on live up here to talk about loving yourself. So, without further ado, I'm giving it this to Paulina, and
Yep. Um, I think it's pretty timely since it's my birthday and I had lots of reevaluations going on. And I was just kind of remembering my story, how it started, how it unfolded. And I was just having those thoughts that I'm really grateful for how all of those things were going on, even before awakening, the way it was getting prepared, the way I was getting both negative and positive experiences that they were trying kind of unfolding, and then I was just straightening them out. So that's what I kind of realized, that you have to be grateful for all the journey because it's like it's still part of you. And even if you go through those even tough moments and you've made the changes, you've done your inner work, you still have to appreciate it, that this is part of yourself. And you don't want to deny all the past. You cannot forget it, and you should not be forgetting it because it was still a beautiful time and lots of lessons. And it's just nice to remember that as a part of the journey, because it's also like you don't want to repeat any of those mistakes, not mistakes, like any of those, I would say, lessons, because it doesn't make sense to repeat them. And it just gives you a little bit even more appreciation to the journey, especially if you feel like you're stuck at some moment. Always helps to look from the time perspective, how much you've grown and how many things have you experienced since the beginning.
exactly. And Alicia, thank you for coming in. Blessings to all. Exactly. And talking about this, looking within yourself, this journey is about love. This journey is about love, but you have to understand the other things inside of it. And if you look at it yourself, within your old self, you're gonna find out these goodies, everything that you were, as a good as you are, and there. You maybe did things that you did not know. You maybe do things that you are not aware of. That you may find out patterns within yourself that you are not proud of it. You may did things in your past of things that you okay, you did mess. But without being, it is about like learn that love your old self, because within the old self and there is so much love within you that drives you to get into after this awakening. When you goes up and in your journey as a twin flame, you're gonna find out all this love back to you. And that is it, the moment you learn to appreciate the journey itself. Not to be so about the journey, not to be so like this and so on, especially right now during the retrogrades. You're gonna find out things within about the retrogrades within you and you're evaluating things. But at the same time, you're gonna find out these appreciations of self as a total, because the new self and the old self, they're coming in together within you and create that true self that you've been seeking. And that true self leads to the true relationships, true partnerships, true with the divine and everything within you. But if you don't appreciate your old self, what happens in there? And today we're going to talk about the positive side of you, appreciation your old self. But then this. So if you guys can have any questions or anything like this, and I got one more thing to say. We did some improvements within here, and you might see that improvement within the channel that it was over at Astroviber 1111. But I think you guys gonna like this. Let us know what is your comments. We want your feedback. In there, we're trying to improve everything for you guys so it can be looks better. So this is what we came up with. Hopefully you guys gonna like it. And here is it just comes up to your screen right now, and you will see it. It's I think that this is much better, but we liked your opinion on this. So to me personally, the old self, if I didn't know where I was in there, I wouldn't go forward. And we were talking about today that we should not worry about, of the road that we are going forward in there, because the path is revealed to you when you go forward. But you need to learn and appreciate the path that lies behind you. What did you left on that steps? Who's walking on that footsteps after you? And when you look at it in there, you to appreciate that self of yours. That is another path of a powerful self-love that heals you much better. You open up more better. You activate your heart, you activate your emotions, you activate new energies from within you. So I'm going to go back into Paulina there.
Yeah, one thing that came to me also, it's what we have to do in this journey is just kind of merge our old versions and our new versions. And this is a pure art, because also when you go into the relationship, you don't want to feel like you have to hide some parts of yourself, and you have to enjoy them, because they will be coming back, and there will be some tough moments. We are working on ourselves, and we are making these unconscious patterns conscious. So we are getting more aware of them, but there might be some cases that you will be getting into your own habits, your old habits, or your old patterns, because not everything we can always control. So you don't want to be afraid. You don't want to feel like you have to always, be on guard so your partner doesn't know about your shadow side or your old side. You need to embrace them and just kind of accept, like, of course, like, we are working on those things that um, they create some kind of distortions in our lives, but still we cannot reject them, because otherwise, like, we would be in this constant mode that, oh my god, he or she will know about it, and it's just, I'm really not proud of it. I better just leave it behind and pretend it's not me, like, it's not part of me. So I think with this is just, it gives you this extra freedom if you feel like, of course, I accept the whole person as I am, because, like, that's how I'm built. And it's, of course, it can come back anytime, because, like, even if we are doing this inner work, like, there will be some unhealed wounds that will be emerging. And just by appreciating the totality of yourself, you're just giving to you this extra power and extra freedom, because you know that your partner, once you open up, you kind of also get this assurance from your partner that he accepts you or she accepts you as you are. So you want to get into your, like, truth, and just show everything, like, all your aspects, as soon as possible in the relationship, like, since the beginning.
Talking about the video naked talk, when you actually give everything about it. Yes, that's what this is. And within the shadow, as Paulina said, bring that shadow to the light. Your partner is there to understand that shadow. If you're afraid to open up your shadow, then you have a fear within you, which is not going to help neither you, neither your partner. But also talking about this is like when you're sharing this old self, when you're sharing all that stuff, what is happening there? Your partner doesn't judge you. Your partner understands you. And that's how you know he's your true partner. And it's not like, oh my God, there was this and it's like that. I can understand what's going on with this processes. I understand that when you come down with those 5D, 7D divine energies with you, you come down to performing within the 3D, you don't understand it. Some things from your past not coming with you. Maybe you're gonna lose some old friends or you're gonna get in this and so on. But you looking within yourself that you appreciate the old self that made the decision to go and you find your true self. You're gonna be learning to appreciate that journey because right now you're in this more beautiful personality within yourself that you embodied the soul within you. Now you're living through all your means. Now you have the new emotions. Now you have the new vibrations. Now you are who you are. But as you go back in there, it's looking within you, that goodness that was within you that says, like, you know what, I can do better. I can be a better than this, and I can be with. You took that wisdom, that wisdom now is backing to you. It's same way like the old self will appreciate what you came and what you built yourself into it. Back then you were the seed. Now you're at the flowers, the bloom. Now you're ready to get those seeds to others. And that's what is the beautiful part, the understanding that by loving your old self, you're understanding a lot more things about this journey that makes it beautiful.
I
So
wanted to continue because it's maybe it's about you as yourself, as you as a person, but also it's about all the other experiences you had, just to be understanding and acknowledge every part of it, including some of the soul connections you had. Because from understanding that I'm getting, it's really what gets you forward in the journey, even as a twin flame, is when you're able to make a peace with any of the connections that you had with your life. That means that being grateful for all of them, as much, sometimes some of them are messy, sometimes there is no closure, or you've been ghosted, all of that. But the moment you're trying to make the peace with it, you're kind of getting this load, energetic load of the connection. So, and also you're freeing yourself actually, because you don't put any conditions on your current state. So you're just becoming more free because you don't expect anyone to act certain way. So this is also the big part of just progressing on a journey itself, really. The more peace you create around yourself, the more you can connect with your inner self, right? And that's how it make it, just say, by saving your energy, really. Just not put attention to these things that we cannot really control. It's just the whole journey. It's just a one big lesson of respecting what comes to us and just accepting things as they are. So,
that is it, the beauty, accepting the things as they are. Because back in the days, the old self tells you, well, the things maybe are not the way you see it. And as you see yourself, you begin from that little dot, you expand, you expand, and you expand. And after that, expansions within you that goes on within the soul, you're going to be gaining more wisdom within you. But that wisdom begins to change you. And it's kind of like this expansion contractions. That is the new self go back to the old self. The new self goes back into the old self, back into that center of yours within you. And that creates to expand even more because of the love that is inside. And when you have that self love, you begin to find the peace that Paulina is talking about. This. And when you get into that peace brings you love. You're caring more about it, but you clean up what was holding into the old self. And when you clean up the old self right now, that old self right now is giving you even the fruits of what you've been suppressing into the old self. Now you're probably going to get new energies. You're going to get a new, different parts that you were suppressing on the old self. Now they're coming out. Now they are more beautiful. Now you're building it right. Now you're feeling it even more love. Now you're feeling it even more things that you ever imagined. But that is it, the rewards of that inner work, guys. That is it, the rewards you see of all these things about the journey. There is love. You get to know the love in a whole new level. The level that you got ignited, that you begin to understand that love. That makes your world beautiful. But then you will look at within your own world when you go out into the world in there. People sees that in you. They see it, they feel it within you. And that's how you bring heaven down into earth, which is that what your purpose is. Now you understand the purpose of everything. You, the divine, the partnerships, building these divine partnerships, then you become this beauty. I don't know what other word to say, and maybe Paulina, you can take out from that. So it's like,
Yeah, one thing came to me also, that this thing that I'm struggling with, like I'm not sure if that's the current state of collective, but really trying to find myself in between my old version and new version, and I can see how much confusion it creates, because I feel like I have to choose, between like which way I'm going, and I'm really trying my best just to merge those two versions, because it's until it's done, I know my mind will be, you know, so confused all the time between old and new, and which way, like which it's still face mask, right? Like which face mask I will be showing. I'm trying to guide myself into this true self. So I'm staying myself, my current version or my true version, not depending on situations or not depending on the people I'm talking to. And we had this long discussion before this chat. It's how to get this courage and how to really not to have to make choices, how much I can share with people, or what kind of language I will use to express how I see the world once I started shifting, and once I start getting these new understandings. Because I sensed that those old ways of thinking were coming. They were becoming more aware, but still, it's somehow I would be afraid of really speaking to people about the things how I see them right now, without fear of being judged, or without feeling like, oh my god, what happened to me, like in the eyes of other people. There was a lot of things coming to, oh, what other people would think on my change. And that just tells me, there is still some work that has to be done, because we should be able to be open up with however we are right now. So this is a big lesson too.
it is a beauty actually, because this is one of the last processes when you actually bring the 5D down. You're actually performing the 5D into the 3D in there, into that beautifications in there. You consciously know that the old self, with the old friends, with the old situations, the world, old things in life, when you're expressing now yourself as your new self, as your true self within yourself, then you're not worried about it. Who's gonna be coming from your old life? Who's gonna be coming to the way you are right now? Because the old life is the old life. You have to appreciate it, okay? But you're gonna find out the truth that comes with it. The friends, they love your old self. Some of you, they may be gone. Some of the people may become to you. They're gonna stick with you. They're gonna get within you, and that's how you're gonna know what you're bringing at in into this 3D connections, how you change people's lives and so on. But you become this example in there. The true friends coming in with you, and they choose that. They're gonna choose the new version of you, or they're gonna be sticking into the old version of yourself. And you have to be okay with the people coming and the people going. It's you already know that in a 5D, because otherwise you have that internal fight of about like, well, I may lose these people, so I'm not gonna tell what I feel and what I know in my new self right now here, because I like this old self. And 10 is like the new self is telling you, hey, what are you doing? You're not living in your truth. What the heck is going on in there? And this is gonna be the beautifications in there that you put all that energies that you have of the truth on the table. There you go. This is who I am. This is how I changed. This is what happened to me. I living what I am. And then the old and the new self comes together, and they don't have conflict within you. And the love becomes beautiful. You appreciate the love within the old, and the new self becomes one. You merging it out within you. And when you're merging it out within you, the wisdom and appreciations, it comes inside of it. You can overcome anything that you got through the journey. This is kind of like you ending the journey. You know, it's kind of like you graduate, you ending the journey, but you're dealing with some of the consequences throughout the journey, some of the scars, some of the situations, some of the, as Paulina said, some of the things that has not been resolved and so on, because that's what that was. You have to appreciate the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's all that is. But when you put that love in there, there is a magic in there, a very beautiful magic of wisdom that turns to love. I don't know. Sometimes the human language cannot expressing that so much for it. Back to you,
Yeah,
though.
one other thing that happens, when you're just really able to embrace the whole you, like that's the next step in your development. So there is this increase of awareness, let's say. So at the same time, you will start getting new people in your field that they are acting exactly the same way. So I think that will be moving you forward even more, because you will just have a bunch of people around you who are completely true to themselves, and they don't have to choose. Like, they are completely free, and they express the way they feel. So I think that's also another process, and it's just, I wouldn't call it this, true friends will stay and false friends will fall apart. It's more, they were your true friends and they were supporting you, but it's a normal step, not to resonate with people anymore. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, we have a right to judge this connection itself. It's just natural process. Like, both sides can be completely right, but it's just a natural way that you get new interests or you get new views of life, and you need to support it with the people with the same mindset. So it just shows you that you're doing some work, and it's just, as much as it doesn't sound encouraging sometimes, but on the spiritual journey, that people will be falling off. And it's just, the hard part is like when sometimes people who are like you really enjoy to have in your environment, you will see that you don't resonate with them anymore. It doesn't always have to be because of the drama. It's just, that's a natural way. Like, you will keep losing interest, like common interest, or you will feel like we are not on the same vibe anymore. But it's just about being patient and just knowing that this is a natural process, just to exchange, like the same way as you change clothes, like you also change experiences, you change the people in your field as you progress on a journey. So it's a constant change, basically,
Yeah,
all
if
the
you
time.
look at it in that, an undershell in there, you healing the codependency, you healing the abandonment and all that stuff of like, I'm depending on these people to pay attention to me. I'm codepending on these people to talk to me. I get it in there. But that leads to freedom, guys. And that leads to the freedom. And when you get to that freedom in there, you'll understand, you'll appreciate all this old experience that you have. Because that old experience grounded you to what it is. Maybe you learn from the footsteps of people before you. Maybe you're walking in the path that right now you're wondering what is going on. You may feel awkward that you're free in there. And when you feel awkward that you're free, it's like, I don't know what to do right now. Go create. You were given the power to create what you wanted to create. That's what this is. You came down with these energies of the 5D. You finally getting it, that you practice it. What you have in the 5D as a knowledge, as a wisdom, as a downloads in yourself, you fix all the stuff that needed to be fixed through the 4D, which is the part of the duality. You're like, oh no, I'm not doing this anymore. I've been there. I'm going to be doing this. So you set the standards within yourself in there, the new standards compared to the old self. And you go down, and when it comes down the ladder, you're stepping down in there. When you touch the ground, when you touch the ground, when you get these energies within you down in there, you will understand those feelings inside. You will understand this particular part of journey that is like, oh my God, I love this old self. That can help healing even more things that was left over, like things within the inner child, things within a teenager, things within your past connections, as Paulina said in there. And all of a sudden you're realizing this union, what it was. This personal union that leads to a union with a partner who appreciate and was next to you during that journey. Well, first of all, the partner is your higher self with the lower self. But when you look at it, when you change, you always get in a better upgrade. You get in a new version of you, right? But you have to love the old self. Because when I do that, the love becomes better and better. So, Alicia, thank you for the hearts and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. So, that's how I see it. But the more we are progressing within this journey, the more things is gonna come up, guys. And this is why we're making these videos for you. So, back to you, darling.
Yeah, I think I was trying to find some keyword that was coming to me, but really my mind is so set on this kind of the merging and also just trying to transition in this being true to yourself. And I think it's my mind has this last battle, you know, or ego. Like I don't want to say I'm fighting with my ego because you cannot fight it. Really, you have to accept it. But I can see this progressions. You know, sometimes it's just I'm all in this 5D mindset. I would say, you know, just totally fine with the way they are, and then suddenly it's just enough to have this conversation with people who will just that will test you. You know how much you're true and comfortable really with this new way of thinking that you have, and it's but it just means that there is some process, like maybe there is still some things to release. And like I take it like anytime there is some test coming to you, it comes for you to check your progress. So It always, it's the same way as we were talking about repeating lessons. Like you will be getting those tests until you make sure that, okay, I don't have issues with that anymore. But I don't know, it's all of that is just a constant, step by step getting rid of the old way of thinking, just giving yourself more freedom and really um, embracing those changes that are happening with you constantly. But I think anytime we are making um, accepting this, all of our versions, we are also getting more peace, which means we are saving this energy, and at the same time we have more appreciation even for the whole creation, the way things are unfolding. So the more gratitude you have for the journey, you're even, I think it's connected. You will be getting new downloads, new energies will be coming to you, because the more grateful you are for the entire experience, you're getting more and more power. And at the same time, like as Dio was saying, the more peace you have, and you will be getting, clear in all of your aspects. You will be getting more responsibility for creating what you really want without all these old beliefs that will be staying in the past.
Yeah, another thing that so beautiful when we talk, that's how we communicate with each other. That if you look right now, the things that you proving right now to your, when a new self comes in into the 3D, you're proving to yourself that improvement. But if you pay attention, this is a quality check of what your old self got into the journey. Did you really did all that? Did you really got in there? And you're gonna see this kind of like I got it so right here. There he is. Talking about those steps. So your old self look from the one side. Now you went all the way up and you become here. But this is the same level of situations that you got in there. And now that check up, that quality within yourself, it comes in and you see the benefits of all that work you did, including your old self. Now you come in with the right mindset. Now you come in with the right way of thinking. Now you have the divine energies within you. Now you have this situations that you're not like 700 feet above the air and you stay like I'm the divine and so on, but you are not down below, above the ground, that you are hiding yourself and so on. Now you are you, because back in the days your evolved version decide like, I'm going to go to upgrade. I'm going to go to see what we can do together when I unite with my soul. You're going to begin now, when it comes down, the power of the questions that is all over the universe and the void. What will happen if you will come together? And you're going to find the beautifications of all this. This, I don't know, this is amazement, this divine wisdom that comes with it. And the more it kind of comes in, the more better, the more your vibrations are gonna be pure, clean, clear. And you have this precise consciousness within yourself that you are actually practicing the wisdom you study. You become what you are going for. And it's beautiful. But the old self is happy of the new self, guys. The old version is happy of what you become. That is the self-love. And when you're experiencing that love, you're going to appreciate all. All. And hopefully you become that example of the people, how you change, how you improve yourself. how the people from your old life who comes in, they're gonna change themselves as well. And that's what your mission is, to improve the life. That's all I have for you guys. I don't know, darling, if you have anything.
Yeah, I wanted to summarize. I believe that's the whole alchemy process or transmutation process. Is just all of your parts have this potential to be upgraded. So you don't want to get rid of them because you don't know how much you can gain from it or how much you can share with people once you get those steps up to get the proper awareness. And then any part of you that was subconscious previously, that those patterns that either you were not even aware of them or they were not ideal, but with proper awareness you can heal them and then they become your power. So I think it's just that's why it's like all of those subconscious patterns that you see in yourself, either you're not aware of their power or you just have to fix them first. You have to heal them first because then you can share the experience and share the example for people, like the way how you've overcome this issue or how you've overcome this unhealthy part of yours. So I think that's in general, like we as a human, we have this the whole potential, and it's up to us how much we want to uncover and how much of that we want to bring to another level, to higher level. So that's also this beauty of this, I would say, older parts, because there is so many different things that we can uncover but also bring to the next level with those upgrades, especially with those new mindset, new awareness.
Yeah, the new energies, the new mindset, they lead you to this like, I can understand what it is. I can understand what I can take with me. I can understand what has to go will go. What has to come with me will come with me. And then with this, I can create. I can recreate the world. I can repeat these recreations of what the life was given to me to be. You're performing your 5D into the 3D. But if you only stays in the 5D, you're not performing within the 3D. You're only getting the knowledge. You're only getting the stuff. You're only understanding the things. You're missing the point, because all this, it's leading you about you to create heaven on earth. That is your main thing of all this soul journey. But if you don't know what it's heaven, how are you going to build it on earth? It doesn't happen. That's where that is ignition is coming in. That's what this journey it is. That's where you're going all the way up there. And then with all the way up there, you have to bring it up here. That is a not just a mission statement. It's like not only a religious things. If you look at all the legends, you're looking at all the in all the cultures, the tree of life. If you look at it, all these energies, all the things, all they're leading to that point. You to become the creator, but what kind of creator? What kind of energies? What kind of mindset? And if you go in and you create with a 3D mindset and you're all about the money and so on and so on, and you become that personality that is destroyed, and you only look at the ways you're not doing the right thing. When you go up, you get the right energies, you get this divine energies with you, then you create it in art. Now you're satisfied and you're not in conflict with yourselves, with your subselves. You're not in war with your warrior. You're not in war with your love. You're not in war with your growth. You're not at war with your restrictions. You're not in war with the universe. You learn your processes in there because you transform. You have the right mindset as intuitions and the right authority in there. Sound like astrology? It is an astrology because your destiny is written in the stars. But then you're getting and you put all these points together yourself. But still, you have to appreciate your old self so much. Because when you appreciate the old self gives you that love to the new self within you, and you put them together, guys. That's all I have for you guys. Love you so much. No, I don't know if somebody's got a questions. You guys can ask. If it doesn't have some questions, let's share the love and the light, and we appreciate you guys watching us and supporting us, and give us the heart, the likes, and the shares. You guys know that all this click, like, subscribe, and share, it's your responsibility. We're not putting it out there. But I appreciate Alicia. Don't forget to like that button. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, but you know what I just sensed is really. Oh, we have Erica. Oh, now I make
Oh,
it.
Erica.
Thanks. But I was thinking, it really feels like, I don't know if that's those retrogrades that I'm right now, but I'm really in this rethinking and just, comparing how it was like throughout the whole journey, and just this nostalgic. I don't know if it's just me or people really are in this mode right now, but I sense something new, but it's okay. Like, there are some things from the past that will be continuing with me. So I think that's why we have to be okay. Just, we are going as a whole, we as a human, we are just going to the next stage. So you don't want to say goodbye to any of your parts, because you cannot really. But it's really this kind of nostalgia in the air.
Yeah, that nostalgia within the retrogrades, because they are very powerful still. Okay, guys, the retrogrades energies are retrogrades energies. But when you look at it within the new energies of the retrograde, they're telling you about one thing. Everything is RE, redo, recreate, readjust, rethink, retransform. But also means like regain, receive, recalculate. And all those positive sides of this is, if something wasn't okay, to understand how to be okay. If it doesn't, you're not okay with it, you to understand why you're not okay with it, so you can learn it, what you need to achieve in there. Because the retrogrades are retrogrades, they are very powerful. Thank God for them. Okay, because imagine that you only have all direct motions, and we're not looking into our spirituality, we're not doing the evaluations, we're not seeing things. What do you think the companies sit down and they look at the meeting is like, okay, every quarter we are pulling a report for our financial statements in there to evaluate, to see why you're doing annual reports as a company, or annual reports within yourself. What did I did this year? What do you do during Christmas? You evaluate your past year. What did you do? And what did you improve? What did you get in there? That's what the retrogrades are. But also the retrogrades bring something else in there. If something was missing, you to receive that. If something you got not right, you to re-evaluate, rethink. If something wasn't done right, you to redo it. But it is all these completed pictures right now and there. And during the retrograde, the more powerful spiritual energies are coming. And yeah, you're gonna have the nostalgia. You're gonna missing the past. As long as you not hold on to it. But look at it in there. You gotta appreciate your past. Because on the base of that past, you're today here in the present moment. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But you know what's happening now because of what happens in your past. That's what sometimes people don't appreciate it. Then they have this hidden potentials inside of it. So they can open it up and they can become the person they always knew inside of it that they have to become themselves. This is why the old self says, like, hey, you're not doing the right thing. Go up there. The only way you're gonna go up there is when you look it up to the divine. And you get an awakening, and then the rest of it is journey. Rest of it is journey. Hi Erica, thank you for coming and thank you for the love. And yes, I like that, Paulina, like you say. All right.
I'm glad I'm not alone with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
This
guys.
slow mode.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say, Don?
No, that's pretty much it. That
All
was
right.
very chill. But it's I'm happy, because I think that's a good closing of the chapter. Like something new is coming, so it's good to reevaluate and
There's always something new, right?
to release.
Yes. Release that what holds this kind of like a release. You kind of like a keywords and again like yeah. You know what's going on. Uh all right. Okay, real life. All right there. So talking about release. Look at it in there through the journey. You carrying out memories, you carrying out old pains, you carrying out old stuff, you carrying out all this, and now that moment in there when you arrive where you're supposed to be, arriving in your timeline, as the timeline that it is, an alignment within the divines in there, you get this release. You get a chance to do this release. And sometimes you may be like, well, that was a good picture, it's what is in the past. It's not gonna bring me, it's only bring me a sadness or it brings me a nostalgia or something. And I don't have a good memories, then you put it in the trash. But you see another picture that brings you good memories. It's like, oh, I remember this in myself. I will keep it. It brings goodness within me. That what the release is, you have that power to release the things that didn't work out, so they will not brings you down, they will not sabotage you, you're not creating this self-sabotage within yourself, you're releasing it all. But you're healing it out within you, you're also going to find out you're releasing grudges, situations, and so on towards whatever happened in your past. Basically no regrets. Okay, no regrets, because these regrets, they're not gonna bring you back. You're crossing a threshold that you're not gonna go back there. But you're bringing yourself, your old self that did all this work with you, fighting with you, and that version moves into the new energies. Now, this release, as Paulina said, she always says things that I catch up with her and give it to her, and that's how we can talk for hours and hours and hours with keywords. That's how you guys experience it. But it's beautiful because that's how you learn to be a partner. That's how you're getting in there. It's just said, no judgment. You have a judgment inside of it. You justify it. All right. I think I got this.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully that's gonna be some clarifications with those reevaluation period that we have right now. Um, if you have any idea for the topic, let us know, and as we always come with something.
We'll always come up with something. All right, guys. Let's share the love
Thank
and
you
the
so much.
light. And I love you. If you love, guys. See you next time.